right, welcome to this special session for Options Trading Pilot. This is your host, Proforma 24. Trading has been great. Just so you guys know, I just want to be real quick. We've been gone for a while, just facing some stuff back at home. But anyway, we're back, and we're gonna be really purposeful. Just send out videos that can help you guys do these things. Again, we're gonna be transparent and we're going to tell you like what we think. Don't hold this as, you know, financial advice. Just this is entertainment, just my opinion on things and how I do things. But let's take a look at the SPY. You can see that we are passively broken out of the Darvis box. I'll draw it in a second. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 12 days of just being sideways. But before that, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 days of upside. So as you can see, this was owed as far as like this break. I'm surprised we didn't have any retracement. I would have liked to see a healthy retracement back here to 446 and not drop below on this gap. But we might get an upside. We're at time of the season. There's 2 weeks. Volume wasn't very high. It's below average, as you can see on this up move, which is interesting to me. But overall, price rules in my book. So let's annotate a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about with this Darvis box. I usually just draw the bodies, but I'm gonna. Oops, that's not what I want to do, guys. I want to do the box rectangle. They call it here. And so I'm just going to draw it right here. As you can see, we had, it was here, it came down a little bit, it gapped up, but then it moved down, went sideways, tried for a breakout, didn't happen, went sideways. And then here, checked the spot, went to the top, checked the bottom, and now we're moving up. So this is a little bit like Wyckoff Schematic 2. Wyckoff Schematic 2 has the 2 bottoms and then they go sideways. There isn't that much in between usually, and then it breaks out. So maybe a fake breakout to the top. Nonetheless, we always play our levels. If we take this trade to the upside, then we use this as our stop loss, which is what, around 358 something. And so the idea is to move up. I really wanted to give you an idea of our scripts, what our scripts show as far as stocks. And what I do is I have a bullish crossover. And important to look at the number of results, 9. You can see AMD here. AMD had a big day of full disclosure. I own a lot of shares of AMD. I've held them for a long time. Most recently, I ended up purchasing right around here on this day, and we've gone gangbusters since then. So I did own some here. We tried the break. I cut somewhere around here, rebought around here, and now we're back. Almost sold off over here. I'm glad I didn't. But anyway, that's AMD. Let's look at the downside. On the downside, the bearish 513. I think you'll be surprised. I was somewhat surprised. Kind of tells me what's going on at the market. There's 8 on the downside. As you can see, we have real estate, energy, and healthcare. It's a good mix. You can see here there's a rejection slightly at the bottom for Weyerhaeuser, which is a kind of real estate company, and then it'll come back up. But I really wanted to focus on a name that didn't show up here, but that I've been trading and I hold, so full disclosure. IONQ. 513 is actually pretty effective with IONQ. Most other stocks it isn't. So you can use it for your entries and exits. But you can see this is a nice, somewhat of a Darvis box here with that fake out to the bottom and then to the top. We're in another Darvis box here, another fake to the bottom and to the top. And so the question is, you know, where are we going from here? The 513 clearly telling us that we stay in and we move up. So we'll see. The last part that I really wanted to hit was looking at somewhat the fundamentals of these companies. And it's just a way for you to add to your repertoire of what you want to be looking at. And I give you a simple way to look at things. Now, you have to understand that when you have these high growth companies, they're all going to have negative cash flows. That doesn't mean we can't invest in them. That just means we have to be more strict when we follow our rules, like what rules you're using to trade. So for example, IONQ, very nice growing revenue. But look at the operating income. Getting crushed is what I'm talking about. Years ago, I saw Tesla, and I mean like 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 years ago, I was looking at Tesla, all negative numbers. You see what happened with Tesla. So I'm, that forever changed me. I'm a true Warren Buffett principal. I went to University of Florida to study that discounted cash flow analysis. I know it thoroughly. And so I was hardcore about having positive cash flows, having a margin of safety as far as evaluation, the total price. But you miss out on these high growth companies. So that's where we turn into technicals and just really understanding what the pricing wants to do. We'll go through volume profiles at another lesson, at another point. But the short of it is, this would be a definite no-no in Warren Buffett methodology. Total assets to total debt, that's actually really good. It's very small as far as that ratio. And then you can see that the cash flows just keep on being more negative. So that should scare you away. But as you can see, the charts are telling us that there is more upside. And you should do this for all the companies you trade. And you should have a list of the companies you like and you want to trade and really know them. And then go into their 10Ks and read them to see what they're about. And so that's kind of one of the things that I specialize in, is going through that. And it's like, for example, IONQ 10K. You can see I've looked for it before. And really, like, if you're serious about being successful in doing these things, then you really have to read the reports. Because if not, then you're going to miss out on really good information. So most of them, they're not heavy duty. This is 138 pages, but most of it is filler, right? You got to know like what IONQ is doing. They're a quantum-based computer. That's what they are. And so what is that? Super, super high speed analysis. So the more analysis has to be done, the better this does. Okay. So we're going to end it there, but come visit us, Options Trading Pilot, and we'll have more information. You guys have a great week.